And good afternoon. How's everybody doing? It is time for the weekly update for week 6 of the Rite of the Nine content update as we continue our march toward the release of Edge of Fate on July 15th, so a little over a month from now. For those new here, this is the update series where I cover everything new each and every week inside of Destiny, from our core playlists to our rotating stuff from raids, dungeon, exotic missions, as well as the Bright Dust offerings each week in the Eververse store, and nothing with silver. So feel free to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button on the video so you can stay up to date each and every week as Destiny comes out, including the weeks of Edge of Fate, as I'll continue the series during that as well. So let's go ahead and dive into the update, shall we? So starting off with our core playlists. In the Vanguard playlist, we have for our weekly Grandmaster, the Hypernet Current Strike with the Shadow Price Arc Precision Auto Rifle, as well as the Cruel Mercy Arc Heavy Pulse Rifle. So if you're trying to get either of those rolls for their Adept, good week to farm it out. And if you want to know what rolls to get, I'll have a link in the description below with the LightGG account where you can get the various roll information that you need for both. Alright, over in Crucible this week is double rewards, so any mode you're playing, you have an increased odds of getting multiple drops of everything. But it's also Clash, Momentum Control, and Survival this week, if you need to get anything done in any of those playlists. And then for our raids, first up over on Europa, we have Deepstone Crypt. So try and get Eyes of Tomorrow, or any of the somewhat relatively recently crafted weapons from that raid. Good time to go up to new encounter and farm out what you need. And then for our second raid, it is over on Neptune, being Root of Nightmares. Much like with Deepstone Crypt, if you try to get conditional finality, that raid's exotic, or any of the craftable weapons from that raid, good time to jump into an encounter and farm out what you need. Alright, for our dungeons, starting off in the Dreaming City, we have the Shattered Throne dungeon with the Wish Ender bow, if you're trying to still get that quest completed. And then for our second dungeon, it is over on excuse me, Seventh Throne World with the Spire of the Watcher, where if you can hopefully get hierarchy your needs, or run it on Master for its Catalyst. And then lastly, for our exotic mission for the week, over in the Legends tab, it is Star-Crossed with the Wishkeeper bow. It's a good time to farm its mainframe or any of its catalyst that you may need. Next up, over in the Pale Heart, our weekly co-op mission is the Iconoclasm. Don't forget, you'll need at least one partner with you, as you need to shoot the front and back of a certain enemy to be able to progress forward, as well as shoot 2 nodes in various rooms at the same time to progress further into the mission. And then the current daily matchmade overthrow is over in the Landing, which is a fairly good way to hopefully get either your exotic class item and its rolls that you need, or even a good roll on the Ergo Sum exotic sword. Alright. Then, over in the Dreaming City, over in the Chamber of Starlight, is the Cimmerian Garrison Ascendant Challenge for the week. Is also the medium week of the curse in the Dreaming City, so need anything done during that, good time to get that completed. And then for our Lost Sector rotation, starting off in the Pale Heart. Ooh, I just drew a blank for a second. We have the Broken Deep Expert Lost Sector with Overload and Unstoppable Champions. So try and get any of the Guardian Rank challenges done that involve the Lost Sectors. Good place to get it done. And then for the remainder of the week, we go on Wednesday. We have the Blooming Deep, also in the Pale Heart. Then on Thursday, we're going to jump over to Bunker E15 on Europa. Perdition on Friday. Veil's Labyrinth on Saturday over in the Cosmodrome. Exodus Garden 2A on Sunday. And then lastly, Alphean's Rest on Monday over in the Dreaming City. I'll have these posted in the pinned comment below so you can keep track of each and every day as it progresses. Then lastly, over on Neptune, The current terminal overload is down here in Lemming Harbor, with the current Vex incursion zone being up here in Ashma Park. And that is it for our rotators and stuff for the week. Don't forget, with it being the second week of Prophecy, it is double rewards or double drop chances inside of Prophecy, as well as 1 or 2 new quest steps from the emissary behind me. So you can pick those up and get some holofoil weapons. Don't forget, the quest weapons are only single column. They are not double per columns. You can only get those by doing the dungeon itself. Alright. Lastly, since there are no new seasonal challenges, let's go ahead and dive into Eververse. Once for everyone new, and once again, I only cover items inside the Eververse store that are for bright dust, nothing with silver, so you can earn everything by simply playing the game and spending 0 money. Alright, so starting off with this front page, don't forget, up from last week, up through the release of the Edge of Fate DLC, everyone gets a free 700 bright dust each and every week. So it's a good time to stock up on it as we count down to the new items that may be coming out in a month. Alright, so starting off with, we have the Claw Machine emote. We then have the Partition Recoil Ship. The Confetti Entrance Enchantment effect. I'm not even going to try saying that, shader. Not a bad one, depending on what kind of armor you're wearing. Then the Irradiant Charite shader. Shows better if you're wearing all metal armor than mostly fabric. Alright, on the brightest, well, we're fast, on the seasonal tab, don't forget that you can still get the runners-up for each class's Festival of the Lost armor set that wasn't given out last year. Each set is 6,000 bright dust, so either save up, complete your Pathfinder missions over for your core playlist, or anything else you have to stock up, and if you want to get the set, is 6,000 bright dust, so keep that in mind. Alright, to the bright dust tab. We start off with the Gong Show emote. We have the Preserving Dance emote. We have the Photovoltaic Ghost Shell. The Shining Cabrolite ship. The Vice Cruiser Sparrow. The 𝕎𝕖𝕒 Oath weapon armor for the Ariana's Vow exotic hand cannon, which looks very well done. And the Splinter projection for your ghost. Alright, next up we have the Warbrick shader. We have the Atlantic Rush shader. The Jungle Viper shader. and the ℕ𝕚𝕚 shader. We then have the Cabal rival transmat effect, the Minotaur effects transmat effect, and lastly the Stasis entrance transmat effect. Alright. And that is it for this week with the weekly update with all our Rotators and Eververse brightest offerings. Hope you all have a wonderful week. Don't forget, if you are new here, please subscribe and like the video so you can stay up to date on every week within Destiny. But in the meantime, have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a great week, and I will see you next video. Goodbye.